it's your girl, Newt Newt. I hope everybody is doing well. Today's video is gonna be excuse me. Today's video is going to be a 2023 book wrap up for all the books that I read in 2023. I really hope that you guys enjoy the sound. I have a few. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay. Sorry if I'm a little sniffly, but I'm going to start off with the self-development books that I read this year, and then I will go into regular novels, fiction books that I read. So I am in a book club. I would like to preface by saying that I am in a book club. So a lot of these books are actually not like my personal choice. It was just like as a group, that's what was selected. So if some weirder ones come up, yes, I still read them because they did seem interesting, but they, that's the good part about reading books. Like, you just discover exactly what that summary meant. You're like, oh, okay, not what I thought. Anyways, the first self-help book that we read, I think it was actually one of the first books we read in general, was this book, Atomic Habits. I feel like I need to read this again, but it was a great book, very easy to digest. Great suggestions, great habit forming or building tips in here. Tiny changes, remarkable results. And they're awesome. There are some things in this It is spicy, so not PG rated, and very, very interesting. Like, very, very interesting. Like, definitely one of those books that like keep you actually reading. Okay, so I was trying to see what's up with Colleen Hoover, since literally the entire world is obsessed, and I didn't want to read one that was part of a series, so I thought this one was never what, and upon reading this one, because it was good, I was just kind of like disappointed with the ending. Upon reading this one, I did read, I audio listened to It Ends With Us, It Starts With Us. I think she is a great writer. I just think her endings freaking suck. But, I mean, more so in this one than the other one. I just felt like you could have done more with the ending of this one. So, let's read it. Charlize Winwood and Silas Nash have been best friends since they could walk. They've been in love since the age of 14. But as of this morning, they are complete strangers. Their first kiss, their first fight, the moment they fell in love, every memory has vanished. Now Charlie and Silas must work together to uncover the truth about what happened to them and why. But the more they learn about the couple they used to be, the more they question why they were ever together to begin with. Forgetting is terrifying, but remembering might be worse. I just had a lot of questions at the end of this. I was like, I did not feel satisfied completely. Like, I was like, where is the rest? You did not answer my questions, man. But it was really interesting also. I think I read this in like 2 days. Just unsatisfying ending. Okay, this is one of those book club reads. We read kind of weird books this year. This one was really weird, but kind of interesting. Let's read it. It's Earth. In the year 2144, Jack is an anti-patent scientist turned drug pirate, traversing the world in a submarine as a pharmaceutical Robin Hood, fabricating cheap scripts for poor people who can't afford them otherwise. But our latest drug hack has left a trail of lethal overdoses as people become addicted to their work, between repetitive tasks until they become unsafe or insane. While on our trail, an unlikely pair, Elias, a brooding military agent, and his robotic partner, Paladin. As they race to stop information about the sinister origins of Jack's drugs from getting out, they begin to form an uncommonly close bond that neither of them fully understand. And underlying it all is one fundamental question. Is freedom possible in a culture where everything, even people, can be owned? It's interesting. It really was interesting. The world may totally turn out to be just like this. I mean, I kind of feel like it already is. But are we truly autonomous? Okay, Stone Barrington novels. This one, I guess, is called, it's by Stuart Woods, and it's called Foul Play. It's so little, like, it's not much bigger than my hand. But Stone Barrington, let's read the description. Stone Barrington is nearing his New York City abode when he stumbles into trouble. As it turns out, a new client is in danger, and with both business and the safety of the city at stake, he has no choice but to get involved. When it soon becomes clear that a complicated scheme is being hatched, Stone will need to use his expertise and connections to unravel the clever plot. Though the source remains unknown, it's just a matter of time before he and Stone must each show their hands. From ritzy Manhattan high-rises to the lush serenity of the Connecticut countryside, the game of cat and mouse can end with only one victor. This was very interesting. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much. It's just a book that I found. But it was very interesting, and I can see why people really like this too. I like Barrington novels. He is a attorney, I think, or a lawyer. Very clever, very handsome. I mean, based on his description, very looks, so very appealing, but he's clever and has a lot of money. So I really did enjoy this, and if I were to read more Stone Barrington novels, if there are more, if I'm thinking correctly. I think there are more. Yeah, it says praise for the Stone Barrington novels. Books by Stuart Woods. Look how many books he has. They're really kind of crazy. scramble